Hey everyone, welcome back. It's another video. Many of you may have already seen this video, but to be honest with you all, it never really gets old. And I think with all that's going on here in Australia with judges and a lot of people saying that men can be women, I think it's important to really define what is, in fact, a woman. Simple. It's an adult human female. We all know that if you're living in a reality sort of world, which I actually am. But I thought, you know what best thing to do on my birthday than to explain to each and every one of you what is a woman from the perspective of Matt Walsh. Now, Matt Walsh, as many of you know, is brilliant when it comes to this. He did the documentary, What is a Woman, which is fantastic. And he's coming out with another documentary, which also looks downright hilarious and rather concerning because you've got a lot of these white people that are complaining about the fact that they're white. So it's reverse racism, or it's actually just racism, if you ask me. But it's called Am I Racist? Is the new film that's coming out. And I'm excited to actually see it, to be honest with you, because what I've seen already looks downright hilarious, but also rather concerning all the same. But so many of you may remember Matt Walsh going to a university. This clip went absolutely gangbusters viral. I even made a video about it last year, and unfortunately, the comment section blew up with a lot of people saying, "What in the world is this chewing in the background of the video?" And I didn't realize that my computer recording the screen, it recorded me chewing ice in the background. So a bit of ASMR for each and every one of you, and I didn't know what was going on until much later on. But nevertheless, a lot of people actually watched it, and even though a lot of people didn't like my chewing, they still liked my take and they still liked the actual video. So I guess I'm grateful for that. But anyway, the reason why I'm making this video once again is because this stuff never gets old, and I thought it'd be best for Matt Walsh to give us a little bit of joy in our day by watching him literally destroy and silence a trans activist that has somewhat medical training. I think this is the EMT trans activist that has no idea what is a woman, can't actually define it, but wants you to believe that it is a woman. Yeah, have a watch.
How would you define a woman? Because you've asked other people up here to define how we would define a woman. How would you define a woman, Mr. Walsh?
An adult human female.
And how don't trans people, how doesn't a transgender woman fit that definition?
Female.
Because they're not female. They have, you said that you are a biological male, correct?
I said I'm transgender. I might be intersex for all we know. About almost as many people in the world are transgender as intersex, and
well,
a lot of people don't know.
Well, but that's a different conversation. Intersex, that's a genetic anomaly, that's a medical condition. So that's a completely different conversation. That's also that's not a third gender. That's a genetic anomaly that occurs within the sex binary of male and female. So what you're saying is that a quote-unquote trans woman is a female?
By the definitions I'm familiar with, yes.
So how would you define female?
Through my training in healthcare, there are several different categories for how we define sex. People bring up chromosomes. People also bring up hormone levels. People bring up all sorts of other categories. Lots of people don't fit neatly into a gender binary, even people we don't consider to be intersex. It's a complicated spectrum.
It's not complicated, but you also didn't define. So what is a woman? What is a female? What do these words mean?
It's complicated, and I know you're not going to like that answer, but that's because there are no simple answers in human biology.
I'll ask you a question.
You guys,
well,
hang on, just let me finish. You guys like to bring up high school level biology classes a lot. I get that a lot, but people who go on to more complicated biology classes will talk about sex as a spectrum.
It's not. It's not.
Well, biological researchers would disagree with you.
Well, and they're full of shit, the ones that would say that.
Ask a decent enough question, get a great answer in response. How would you define what is a woman, Mr. Walsh? An adult human female. Simple. It's not circular. You got to love when people actually do these circular answers. Like they're great politicians, right? This person would make a great politician because a lot of politicians just do this. They don't answer the damn question. It's either a yes or no question or a simple, straightforward, this is the definition. I'll give it to you. Plain and simple. Like we don't need to go beating around the bush. Why do we need to beat around the bush? We can go straight through the bush. Like that works. That makes sense, doesn't it? But nevertheless, a lot of these people don't think about that. No, let's take these people on an actual journey because you're not a woman. That may hurt to say, but it's fact. It's reality. It's biology. We know that. But according to this person, I am a woman because I think that I'm a woman. I identify as a woman. I hate to break it to you, mate, but just because you think or say that doesn't make it so. Bit of a mind-blowing sentiment there, but these people have believed in this delusion for so long that they've convinced themselves that they're right and everybody else that doesn't agree with them is wrong. And I think that's quite sad if you ask me. It wouldn't be a good state, or it wouldn't be a good way to live life if you're thinking like this as you're going through life. Just saying. This transgender individual, we'll just call it that for the sake of the video, right? So I don't get cancelled. This transgender individual goes to Matt Walsh. What about intersex people? Now, I'm not even sure about the whole statistics about how there's just as many transgender individuals as there are intersex people, but Matt Walsh points out the very true fact that, as I've been saying as well, the intersex is not a new sex. Intersex is an outdated colloquial term, basically to refer to the fact that there is a medical anomaly that took place at birth or conception, whenever it took place, and is only male and female. So even though someone may be born with a genetic anomaly, maybe they have, they present themselves to look like female, but they've got male genitalia, all that stuff doesn't mean that they are a new sex. There's no in between, right? We know there's only male and female. Like if you've look at your chromosomes as well, but today it's all about identity, isn't it? It's all the whole Olympic crap that took place. Just because you have on your passport that you're a woman, we'll go with that. Doesn't make you a woman, does it? But hey, these people, including this individual, wants to point out like the similarities between trans and intersex. Sorry, mate. Like I thought that, okay, 1 minute intersex isn't trans. The next minute, intersex is trans. These people can't even make up their bloody mind, can they? It's like it changes so much. Like their definitions are fluid, even though they can't actually really define it properly. It's actually rather hilarious if you ask me, but also quite sad at the same time. Because, again, how are you going to live life like this? Just in a complete state of delusion. But hey, if it works for you, man, whatever. What definitions are you familiar with that actually make any sense? Because the definition that I'm familiar with of what is a woman, an adult human female, doesn't include an adult human male that's also identifying as being female. Nah, mate. That's not the definition that I know, but that's probably the definition you're referring to. Who knows? Who knows, man? But this person goes, I could be intersex for all you know. Like, again, the circular definition, like just say that you're a biological male, because that's actually the case. You can see Matt Walsh is getting rather annoyed and impatient in this video. Like, oh my goodness, just answer the damn question. It's not that hard. But these people, they can't seem to answer the simplest question possibly in the world. What is a woman? The human female. If I say that, I'm actually agreeing to, it's become so politicized now that saying what is a woman and is an adult human female is something that people on the left or that the left don't agree with, but people on the right do. So if you're on the left, you don't want to do anything that the right does because it means that you're somehow on the right. It's dumb. It's nonsensical if you ask me, because that's not even the case. If you believe in reality, science, biology, you would believe that men can't be women. But hey, slaps in the face of all the men out there, I should say, and even some women that identify as being something else, so they're actually not. So we can't have that, can we? Because that's derogatory. That's hateful. No, it's not, mate. It's fact and reality. So get with it. Wait, what? So even the people that you consider to be intersex don't fit in the gender binary of sorts? Like, what medical textbooks are you reading here, mate? None of them seem to make any sense to me. Oh, dear. One thing that I always love about this sort of stuff is they can't actually say what the definition is. And even though they claim to be that definition somehow. So that's interesting to me, because if you think that you are that, wouldn't you say that you are that in terms of the definition? So why don't you? Is it because actually psychologically you know for a fact that you're not and you never will be? I don't know, man. Like, they do these circular definitions even though they're claiming to be the thing that they can't even define. It just doesn't work at all. What in the world are these extended or advanced biology lectures or teachers and sharing textbooks that are saying that gender is a spectrum, aside from the woke ones, the ones that want it to be something that is actually not? Yeah, those ones, the ideologically mad dingbats, those people, yeah. But we can't look at, grade 10 biology textbook because that's too simple. Guess what, mate? Sometimes simple is best. But yeah, you wouldn't even know anything about that, would you? I love his answer. Biological researchers disagree with you. And then Matt Walsh goes, then they're full of SHIT, aren't they? They're full of that. That's a perfect way to sort of wrap up the delusional numbskull that thinks that the advanced biologists that do all this research, like maybe they woke up one day and go, I've got it. The grade 10 textbook of biology is wrong. I've got a new definition now, but I can't actually define it. So I'm just going to say the year 10 textbook on biology, that's just wrong. But I can't actually explain why it's wrong. I've got it. I'm going to work with that. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, people. I can't say ladies and gentlemen because that just defeats the purpose of gender fluidity and gender on a spectrum and all that other stuff. Yeah, let's go with that, people. These dingbats are nuts. They're really, really nuts. And they also need a great deal of help. The lie of the devil, the lie of Satan is quite alarming and quite concerning, if you ask me. And it's really starting to show in our world today. So this was only, I think, maybe 2 years ago now or a year ago. Wasn't that long ago, right? Just before I got demonetized. And it still ages really well because society has only gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better. It's gotten a lot worse. So I think it's good that we all have a reminder. Have a reminder that what is a woman is an adult human female. And anyone that disagrees should be silent. Yeah. Anyway, my friends, you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.